Welcome to Dream Carriage. I'm so glad you are here tonight, ready to rest, ready to drift with me into a place of calm and comfort. This channel is your quiet carriage into dreams, a gentle space where every story is told slowly, softly, and always with your rest in mind. If this is your first time here, I invite you to gently press the subscribe button so that each night new stories can arrive for you, like a familiar ritual at the end of the day. Each tale is a doorway into stillness, a reminder that you are safe and that there is nothing you must do now but rest. Tonight our journey will take us aboard a night train across Ireland. Imagine yourself stepping onto the platform at dusk, the last blue of evening folding itself around you like a shawl. The carriages wait in deep green, their windows glowing with the very first reflections of night. Inside, a small compartment welcomes you with soft tweed cushions, a gentle lamp, and the promise of quiet miles ahead. This story is not something you must follow closely. It is simply here to hold you, to soothe you, to let your thoughts wander as the train moves steadily forward. You are safe here, carried softly by rhythm and light, by words that flow like water, by the night that asks nothing of you. And as we begin, all you need to do is breathe and allow the journey to unfold around you. Before we begin our journey across Ireland, let us prepare the body and the mind for rest. Take a slow, steady breath in. Feel the air fill your lungs. And now let it flow out gently, longer than the inhale. Again, draw in a calm, soft breath. Hold it lightly and release it, letting the day slip further away with each exhale. Bring your attention now to the top of your head. Imagine a quiet wave of ease brushing across your scalp, smoothing away every lingering thought. With the next breath, that wave moves down to your forehead, softening the muscles around your eyes, melting away the tiny lines of effort. Let your jaw unclench, your lips part slightly, your face open into stillness. Feel your shoulders drop lower, no longer carrying what they carried through the day. The arms grow heavier, the hands relaxed, each finger loose and calm. With each exhale, a little more weight leaves the body. Notice your chest rising and falling like the tide, slow, rhythmic, without any need to hurry. Your belly is warm and quiet, as though it remembers the comfort of home. Allow this comfort to deepen, to spread. Your legs now begin to soften. The thighs, the knees, the calves, they sink into the surface beneath you. At last, your feet grow heavy and still, as if they are gently rooted to the earth, held steady and safe. Around you, imagine the hush of night settling in. Perhaps you sense the soft wash of waves along a distant shore, or the faint rhythm of rain tapping against a window, or the gentle glow of moonlight spilling into a quiet room. Let whichever image comes drift around you now, wrapping you in its embrace. With every breath, you are drifting further into calm, carried by the silence, the rhythm, the ease. There is nothing left to do. You are safe, you are held, and you are ready for the story to begin. The evening deepens as you step out onto the quiet platform. The last soft light of day has turned the sky into a shade of blue that still remembers gold. Around you, the station breathes in hushed tones. Wheels clatter somewhere in the distance. A porter tips his cap, and a faint announcement folds itself into the rafters before dissolving into a harmless echo. Ahead, your train waits with patient grace. The carriages are painted in deep green, lined with slender strokes of ivory, their windows glimmering with the very first reflections of night. You walk slowly toward it, feeling the cool air settle against your skin, as if evening itself is welcoming you. Inside, your compartment is small but content in its smallness. Two cushioned seats face one another, upholstered in tweed, worn gentle by years of travel. Between them, a narrow wooden table rests beneath the soft glow of a lamp, the color of warm cream. Its light forms a quiet circle, protecting simple things. Placed within it, a folded timetable, a postcard of a rugged coastline, a clear glass of water that catches the glow, like a little lake reflecting a private moon. You set your bag down, smooth your hand across the seat, and sit. The cushion answers with a sigh, as if it has been waiting for you. Through the window, the platform glides slowly away. Figures appear and drift past. Someone reading a newspaper they're not really reading. A woman tucking her hair behind her ear. A child counting tiles along the edge, as though they were stepping stones across an invisible stream. One by one, the station lights slip behind, transforming into stars that have chosen to live closer to the ground. A conductor opens your door with a practiced hand, nods at your ticket, and wishes you a good night in a voice shaped by many nights. Just like this. Outside, the city softens into fields and hedgerows. The rhythm of the train settles in. Click, pause, click. Like a steady heartbeat you can lean your breath against. Inside, the lamp continues to glow. The room is warm, and you are carried quietly forward into the night. The train eases further into the countryside, each mile unfolding like a page in a story written only for tonight. Outside the window, a procession of elm trees passes by, their tall forms dark against the fading sky, like monks walking quietly into dusk. Beyond them, a pasture welcomes a few late sheep, returning to their corners of the evening. Their soft shapes blend with the grass, moving slowly, without urgency. A farmhouse appears for a brief moment, its window lit with a warm glow that seems to look out at you, and then turn gently back upon itself. The train glides across a river you cannot see but know is there. The rails change their voice above the water, the sound carrying a deeper resonance, like a string gently plucked. You lean your head against the cushion, and it receives you with understanding, as if it has held many travelers before you, keeping their quiet company in the rhythm of the rails. A soft knock comes at the door. The tea trolley has arrived, bringing with it a small architecture of comforts. The polished kettle breathes steam like a gentle animal dreaming. Cups are stacked in careful towers. Sugar lumps glisten like small companions, and a plate of biscuits waits patiently for the moment they will soften into tea. You accept a cup, and the attendant pours with a steady hand. A cloud of milk blooms, slowly, curling and swirling into the warm amber like dawn meeting horizon. The spoon turns once around the cup, then rests, because silence has already begun to make a better sound. The first sip is tender and steady. The tea settles inside you, creating a quiet room of its own. Your shoulders sink a little lower. Your breath finds an easier rhythm. Outside, the hedgerows run along the tracks, keeping their secrets. Sheep become pale commas in the fields, resting in the lines of the earth. A church spire rises on a low hill, and for a moment, the moon rests beside it, the way an old friend leans in at a bus stop. The train curves, and your seat tilts gently, then rights itself again, like a thought that almost wandered but chose to remain. From the corridor outside your compartment, soft conversations drift like gentle breezes. A page turns with a whisper, footsteps tap lightly, then fade. Someone laughs once, a kind laugh, hushed as though even joy has learned to move softly in the night. You open your door and step into the narrow hallway, drawn toward a window made for standing. Cool air slips in through a small vent, carrying with it the clean scent of stone, of water, of grass that has not yet decided whether it belongs to meadow or to mist. The train enters a cutting, and dark rock walls rise close on both sides. The sound shifts, intimate and steady, metal pressed against earth, intention pressed against patience. When the train emerges, the land opens wide, and a lake stretches beside you, long and low, content to travel with you for a while. You linger there, watching the reflections tremble across its quiet surface, until the rhythm of the wheels reminds you of your seat, waiting back inside. When you return, you draw the curtain halfway, so the night can continue its soft conversation without ever raising its voice. In the window's reflection, you see your own face softened by the lamp's glow, and behind it, the shadow of hedgerows, and behind them, still, the brighter shadow of the moon. You feel neither here nor there, but included, as a bookmark belongs to a story, whether or not it marks a page. The rhythm of the train is a needle stitching moments together. Click, pause, click, each sound joining you to the next, until the idea of next no longer matters. There is no destination to reach, only the simple gift of being carried. A small station greets the train with the gentle sounds. A whistle that refuses to be sharp. A door that glides rather than closes. A voice naming the place as if offering a blessing. The name lingers in your compartment, like a leaf touching down on a stream, present for a moment, then carried away, folded into the journey itself. You imagine the people who might have boarded here, perhaps an elderly woman, holding a paper-wrapped loaf, still warm from a late evening bake. Perhaps a student, his book softened at the spine from being read too many times. Perhaps a farmer, whose hands remember the soil even when they are resting, each one finding a seat, each one slipping quietly into the same sense of belonging that you feel now, in this room that belongs to no one, and therefore to everyone. Later the conductor returns. He carries a blanket the color of good intentions, and as he drapes it across your knees, you feel its warmth settle responsibly, as if it knows how to give without asking for anything in return. The lamp lowers a notch, the glow deepening into amber. Through the windows, stone walls crisscross the fields outside, like careful sentences written across the land. Cows rest, dreaming while standing or lying down. It is not clear which, and perhaps it does not matter. A fox pauses at a lane, looks once, and decides the lane will still be there tomorrow. Your teacup sits empty now, honest in its emptiness. You place it gently back upon its saucer, and together they look like two small moons waiting side by side. The rhythm of the train carries on beneath you, not insisting, not urgent, only steady, as if it has always known the way. The night sky deepens, not suddenly, but with quiet certainty. You only notice when the first star appears, slipping into place with the relief of someone coming home. Another follows, then two more, and soon the heavens are quietly crowded with light. Out in the fields, the dew gathers these stars and keeps them, stitching them into blades of grass until morning will come to collect them. You close your eyes for a few breaths. In that small darkness, the train continues to carry you the way a river carries a leaf, attentive, but without the need for explanation. When you open them again, the lamp has softened, or perhaps you've learned to see with gentler eyes. On the table, the postcard rests, its picture of a rugged cove with black rocks and foaming waves like lace, promising a morning yet to arrive. The track straightens beneath you, the sound becoming a long, even sentence, spoken slowly and without end. You adjust the curtain just enough to catch the last faint line of horizon, a strip of pewter stretched between earth and sky. It rests there like a promise no one is in a hurry to collect. At last, you release the narrow bed folded into the wall. With a quiet bow, it lowers itself, humble and polite. The linen is fresh and honest, cool against your hand, carrying the simplicity of rest. You slip off your shoes and feel not only your feet lighten, but the portion of the day that carried them. When you slide beneath the blanket, the bed receives you the way an old tree receives shade. Steady, unshaken, sure. The rhythm beneath you continues. Click, pause, click. The language of rails and wheels, a lullaby spoken for centuries. Tonight it speaks only to you. Outside your window, a harbor town drifts past unseen. Yet the scent of salt air finds its way through the vent, delicate and certain, reminding you that the sea is near. Far away, a buoy tolls, one low note and then another, separated by long, patient silence. Soon, a bridge begins beneath you, and without needing to look, you know the water is there. The sound changes, lightens, as though the train has grown wings. You drift for a while in that gentle rocking the carriage provides, half in dream, half in waking. Images rise like soft tides, a cottage with a red door, and a woman in a wool sweater worn by many years, and so, by many memories. A lane lined with foxgloves glowing like lanterns that never need flame. A kitchen where a kettle whispers, remembering when the water belonged to the river, each vision tender, each one peaceful, like shorelines doing their quiet work without hurry. When your eyes open again, it is only to fall deeper into comfort. The lamp lowers itself to a thin, kind glow. The blanket gathers more closely around you. Your breath wanders into a wider pasture, slow and free. A hand rests against the tweed of the seat beside you, and the familiar texture reassures you, as if the fabric itself has been listening to the rails all along. The carriage hums over the tracks, and the tracks answer back. You sense other sleepers nearby, people you have never met, but who feel like old friends, each of them traveling within their own small circle of lamplight or moonlight, each being carried toward morning by the same steady rhythm of wheels and rails. Somewhere down the corridor, the conductor passes, his steps unhurried as though paced with your own. He pauses, perhaps listening, then moves on, leaving behind only stillness. The train begins a long curve, and the sky opens wider. In that widening, you too seem to expand, not larger but more available to the grace that comes when nothing more is required of you. A fine mist rises across the fields. You can tell by the way the night looks softer, by the way the scent of grass turns to the memory of rain. The land and the sky fold into one another, and you fold into the rhythm of the rails. Your eyelids grow heavier now, closing not by command, but by their own gentle choice. Beyond the curtain, the story of hedgerows and fields continues without needing your eyes to follow, just as a lullaby continues, even if you are no longer singing along. The little lamp by your side keeps its quiet watch, steady as a guardian who asks nothing of you but rest. Somewhere unseen, a river finds the sea without rehearsal, as it always has. Somewhere else, a baker ties on an apron in the early hours, measuring flour with the quiet skill of someone who has measured many dawns before. And somewhere, dawn is slowly gathering its pale pieces, readying itself for the moment it will be needed. The train moves steadily on, carrying you with it, and together you create a sentence without a period, unbroken, unhurried, without demand. Wheels keep their promise to the rails to the earth, and the earth to the morning that will soon return. Your body too keeps its promise, to seek rest, to find peace, to surrender to sleep. There is no map you need to hold, because the map already holds you. There is no distance you must measure, because the journey measures itself. You are simply carried softly into the night. And if there is one last thought before you drift away, let it be as light as a hand adjusting a blanket, that you are safe, that the night has space enough for you, that nothing more is asked. The rhythm beneath you, click, pause, click, sings that truth again and again. The lamp lowers to a sliver of glow. The train, the land, the sky, and the quiet waters, beyond all agree in one soft promise. You are held, and in that promise, sleep finds you. The night deepens, folding itself gently across the land as the train moves steadily on. The world outside your window has grown softer, its shapes dissolving into shadows, its sounds reduced to whispers. The rhythm of the wheels, click, pause, click, becomes less a sound and more a cradle, rocking you quietly, endlessly. In your compartment, the lamp has dimmed to its faintest glow. No longer a light to read by, but simply a companion for the dark. The blanket rests close around you, holding warmth without weight, steady as a kind hand placed gently across your shoulders. The air is cool and clean, touched with the memory of rain and fields, wrapping you in its calm. Your breath slows even more, in and out, in and out. The rhythm is no longer separate from the train, from the night, from the quiet earth itself. You are part of it now, seamlessly carried along, the way stars are carried in the sky, the way rivers are carried into the sea. Let your thoughts wander away, the way the last lights of a station slip behind into the dark. Let your body soften further, sinking into the bed, into the journey, into the night that asks nothing more of you. Sleep does not need to be called. It arrives on its own, the way the dawn will eventually arrive, certain and gentle. You are safe. You are held. The train continues its steady song, and you drift deeper into rest. And as the world around you breathes and hushes, You breathe with it, and sleep carries you the rest of the way.